Okay, so in this video, we're now going to be looking at the different types of connective tissue. First, you have embryonic connective tissue, which is tissue in the womb, and mature connective tissue, which is after birth. Now, there's 5 different types of connective tissue. First, we have the loose connective tissue, and there's 3 types of loose connective tissue: areolar, adipose, and reticular. Right? And these are all related to loose connective tissue, and they're called loose because the fibers that are within these type of tissues are all spaced out. That's why it's called loose, which makes sense. Now, we have also dense connective tissue, dense regular, dense irregular, and elastic connective tissue. Now, these are the 3 types of dense connective tissue. Now, why are they called dense? Well, they're called dense because the fibers are packed in close. So the point here is the difference between the loose and the dense is talking about the fibers that are within these connective tissues. That's where the name comes from, is related to how close or packed in are the fibers within these connective tissues. Now, of course, we also know there's other things in the connective tissue. You also have the cells and the fibroblast and everything else, as we talked about in the previous video. Now, the third type here is the cartilage, and there's 3 types of cartilage: hyaline cartilage, fibrocartilage, and elastic cartilage. Now, the key point to remember with the cartilage is that there's no nerves or blood vessels in the cartilage. It means it's very difficult for cartilage to repair itself. Why? Because there's no nerves and there's no blood vessels. The blood vessels obviously are carrying the blood with the nutrients that will help rebuild the cartilage after damage. That's why it takes sort of a while to get cartilage up and running again. But those are the 3 types of cartilage. Then we have liquid connective tissue. Yes, we have blood and we have lymph. And of course, when you get to the cardiovascular chapter, you'll be able to see the details in terms of the difference. Here, we just want to be able to make sure you can identify the different types of connective tissue. And of course, bone is just simply bone. Okay, let's do some repetition now. What are connective tissues in the womb called? Embryonic connective tissue. What are connective tissues after birth called? Mature connective tissue. Which connective tissue are the fibers spaced out? Loose connective tissue. Which connective tissue are the fibers packed in close? Dense connective tissue. Which connective tissue doesn't have blood vessels or nerves? Cartilage connective tissue. What are the 3 types of loose connective tissue? Areolar, reticular, and adipose. What are the 3 types of dense connective tissue? Dense regular, dense irregular, and elastic. What are the 2 types of liquid connective tissue? Lymph and blood. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8.